Hello there guys, and welcome to our first ever qualifying session we're having for a long time now. And yes, this was too much of a good idea from Sean Galligan that he had in his series, and he gave me permission to do it, and I asked, and I kind of feel bad for asking to do it because I don't like taking people's ideas. But this is a very cool idea, and I really do like it, and hopefully it'll be fun. But one big thing right here, coming in this race for the Darlington, for the Southern 500, you have two drivers coming in this series. It is the Sony Light Series drivers, and also, if you haven't realized, as I write their numbers and names down on this paper here, Ashley Mace, Rob Howson, championship contenders from the Sony Light Series race. They had the championship finale and everything for the Lights race and the Light Series just like a day or two or so ago. And they was in the championship fight, and so they earned themselves a cup ride for their efforts. Andreas Allen and all them guys that was fighting as well, that was already cup drivers in there, they already have cup rides, so they're in here. But the Light Series drivers that didn't have a cup ride are now in. And the qualifying session is a go. Ashley Mace and Rob Houston driving the 11 and the 4 car for the rest of the season. But one big thing is, you know how the Sony Cup Series drivers are. With the Sony Cup Series, they're only able to run 25 cars a field. So that means 2 guys will be out of the running of the Southern 500, meaning Dylan Young, Luke Martin, the 21 car of who's the 21 car of Zach Flickinger, Eugene Max, or not Eugene Max, why am I saying Eugene Max? The 43 car of Andreas Allen, Brad Johnson, Ashley Mace, and Rob Howson are all go-go homers for this race. So it means 2 guys will go home in this race. And this is, what I'm meaning by this is, since we're having more cars come into this list, we're using the top 20 in owners points list. So that means that 2 guys will go home, 5 guys will make the race. And Daniel Day, there's Daniel Day, Daniel Day, Brandon Bain, and Dom Capps. There's Sean Galligan along on the racetrack with Eric Burton on and behind him. And also Noah Hart in the 88 car right there as well. And Noah Hart's actually never mind, I wasn't thinking correctly. There's Brad Johnson right now in 15th position. He's actually qualified last every race. So this may give him the opportunity, but he's also 25th in the points, meaning that if we end up, if he ends up getting beat by at least 2 go-go homers, he'll end up getting sent home. Andreas Allen, right there in the 13th position, he has to qualify his way in as he joined the series late. Eugene Max right there in the 24 car there in 23rd, not really good so far. Tryphon Reed in the 12th position there. Charles Sanford up there, 4th in the standings. He pulls it in, he's 11th. Chris Summers, one of the go-go homers, is currently last on the board, has to pick it up, and running the high side here is not a good way to pick up speed. As Jacob Hart, Greg Brown, they all slow down. Actually, Chris Summers actually picked it up, but he got beat again. So 26th on the board's not going to be good enough. He needs to get up there high. He can't just finish. He can't just qualify 25th by beating at least 2 guys. He has to at least beat 2 go-go homers. Ashley Mace in the 11 Hooters Ford. She's doing really good for her return to the Sony Cup Series right there. Into the 5th position. Her last lap was her fast lap. And actually, again, another fast lap to the pole goes Ashley Mace. Very fast Hooters Ford right there. Dylan Young, one of them guys, has to pick up speed. John Dillon's not doing too good. He's 25th. Nick Mace is in 5th right now. Good qualifying efforts right there. Rob Houston, the Sony Light Series champion, coming in this race. A lot on the line here to try and get back in the series and get a good ride to try and get up there to win races. The Season 5 rookie driver, 3rd on the board right now. As these group of guys still running on the racetrack, Daniel Day, 10th position, Dom Capps. Brandon Bain, 13th. Sora Fox in 15th position. Andres Allen in 7th. Looking good to make the race. DeMax in 6th. Tryphon Reed in the underfunded organization car of the 83 car team. Did really well at Cape America for the DeWalt 150. He right now runs in 2nd place, and DeMax is going to pull it on in. Zach Flickinger, one of the guys, has to qualify his way in 18th position there. Luke Martin again, one of them guys, has to qualify in 14th. Hayden Klein in the 9th. Jacob Hart in the 19 car, 22nd. And Ashley Mace, as it still runs, the pole sitter for the Southern 500. Chris Summers right now really needs to pick it up. Runs 25th. I don't know how many Go homers he's beating right now. I don't know if he's beating any at all, but he needs to beat at least 2 Go homers, and Dylan Young's one of them. John Dillon, the slowest on the track. Dylan is 10th in the standings, doing good for his run right there. Richard Johnson and Nick Mace, both right now inside the top 5 as qualifying goes. Sean Perkins, though, however, is not. He ran his fast lap last lap. Looks like he's on a fast lap right now. Let's see where he runs here. Right behind Richard Johnson. Yes, a fast lap for him. Up to 21st, but still kind of low there. And William Duncan as well, picked up as well. Up into, 17th position there. Daniel Day, slow a little bit there. 10th. Dom Capps right there in 11th. Bean still 13th. Brad Johnson, one of the guys that has to qualify their way in. Brad Johnson and Chris Summers right now would DNQ for the Southern 500 as it runs, if I'm thinking correctly, if John Dillon's still down there in 27th. Charles Sanford still pretty low, so is Sean Galligan. Reed looks like he's not really picking up much speed, so he's still right there 2nd on the board, and Allen right there as well in 7th position. Both of them guys fought out the championship in the Light Series race, ended up being 1st and 3rd in the standings, fighting out that championship there. It was a good battle by them two right there. Noah Hart not really doing much in qualifying right now. He pulls back on the racetrack. See what he can do with fresh tires. And Hayden Klein's going to pull up right in behind him, still in 9th on the board. Ashley May still really slow. Not really slow, but I mean, like you can see right here, she's almost a 2nd behind her fastest lap. So, but not really slow on qualifying, as you know what I mean. But she's on the pole as it runs right now. Good run for her, as that is an underfunded really organization right there. You don't see the Hooters team run up front. I really didn't expect this 11 car to be that quick. As the lights, that team went to victory lane with Amber Cope. Really did struggle with Amber a lot in the Sony Cup Series. And now another female driver driving the Hooters Ford and is on the pole right now as it runs. Hart in the 19 car dropped to 24th. Chris Summers picked it up into 23rd position, but is it enough to qualify into the race? Greg Brown in the 6 car, low as well, 25th. John Dillon still 27th. Nick Mace still running in 5th position, along with DeMax in 6th. Richard Johnson still in 4th. Solar Fox out there for another go-round. And then there's Ian Duda right there in 9th position. Let's look here. As it runs right now, Chris Summers in the 1 car has to pick up 5/100ths of a second if he wants to make the round of the Southern 500. He's got to beat Dylan Young, and that's his shot right there. Brad Johnson right now 27th on the board, one of the guys that would go home, and Chris Summers right now all would go home. And as it runs right now, it doesn't look very good for them drivers right there. But let's check on Chris Summers in the 1 car. There he is right there, drafting off the 19. But it's coming off turns number 2 here. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Pretty sure it's not going to happen for Chris Summers, as it's on standby. He's got a few more. Finish this lap off, and he'll be done probably right off the back bumper of Jacob Hart here. But Chris Summers is not gonna qualify for the Southern 500. No, he will not. Summers stays in 23rd position and will not qualify for the round of the Southern 500, as he is down really low in the standings. Whoa, hold up here. I just made a big fail. Summers is 20th in the standings, so he's locked into the race. So, my bad, Summers. My bad, Summers. It is between Dylan Young and Brad Johnson that would go home. I feel like a complete retard. Chris Summers, I looked at the point sheet and saw that he was 20th in the standings, and I kind of messed up there. But practice/qualifying session is a close, and it is going to be with Ashley Mace taking home the pole, with Tryphon Reed in second place. There's Rob Houston. Mace and Houston fought out the battle in the championship finale in the Sony Light Series. They both come out in the Southern 500 and get first and third. But Brad Johnson and Dylan Young will not qualify for the round of the Southern 500. We're going to close it out here. And congratulations to Ashley Mace on getting the pole. See you for the Southern 500.